$4,266. What would you do with that kind of money? I'm an absolute lunatic and decided to run a year-long case study with the help of Book Award Pro. How many book awards could I apply for and win? And what would the cost be? And is it worth investing so much in book awards? But first, a brief history of Book Award Pro. I have to admit to you that I had a lot of reluctance when a friend of mine introduced me to them because there are so many services out there for self-publishers. Some are good, and for the most part, some are pretty terrible. But this friend said, you have to check it out, give it a shot. And before I knew it, I got into a video chat and I was talking with the founder of Book Award Pro, Hannah Jacobson, and she's just an absolute doll and a gem. So I said, you know what? Why don't I just give this a try? Why don't I just test it out? But before I kind of get into the story of how I tested it out, it's important that we kind of lay out exactly what does Book Award Pro do. It essentially works as a matchmaker for books and book awards. Now they have 3 different plans. It includes the Essentials plan, which is about $9, and it includes just kind of a gathering together of some general broad matches for your book. Then there's the Plus plan, which runs about $59, and it actually includes everything inside the original plan, as well as intelligent targeting, meaning that there's an actual algorithm that figures out your book and the book awards that it's going to best be possible for it to win. So with that said, there's also the top tier plan, which is the Pro plan at about $189. That includes the intelligent targeting, as well as actually submitting 1 book award entry per month on your behalf. So I issued a challenge to the folks over at Book Award Pro. I said to them last year, I said, what can you do for me in 30 days? And they nervously kind of were like, oh, well, maybe we can kind of make things happen. So we started out on the Pro plan. That's the top tier plan on September the 10th. Now, as a reminder, the Pro plan includes covering 1 entry fee per month. So this means that I'm not only paying for Book Award Pro services, but they're also covering the entry fee on the awards programs. Because after all, Book Award programs aren't necessarily free to submit your book, although there's probably some exceptions to the rule. But it's all fully automated, meaning that they will just take care of it for you. Now, they come along with some nice press kits, and it's all made for you, and it includes your book. It's very professional looking, and some awards you can apply for multiple categories at no extra cost. That's kind of cool because I'm figuring that I'm investing in each one of these book award programs, and if I just submitted it to one when I could have done, say, 2 or 3 at the same cost, then all the more better. See, now they handle that for you again. Now, remember these points. I have the discretionary expense, meaning that I can afford to lose this money that I'm investing in this. We're just doing this for the case of, first of all, I love getting book awards. I'm not going to lie to you, but also just kind of this case study. So I can afford to invest and lose out on this. Now, this is the best case scenario on the top tier plan, meaning that you might hear me saying I'm using the Pro plan, but you can walk it back all the way to the Essentials plan and just do all the award submissions on your own if you wish to. I'm going to use these awards to market and promote my book, and I also have a plan for marketing it through Amazon ads, Author Central, local media appearances, website promotion, and also my email signature. I did 4 different books over the course of the year. Let's start out with the first book, which was Amazon Keywords for Books. Now, right out the gate, since it was the first 30 days, I said, okay, we can't just do 1 book award. We're going to have to do multiple ones. In fact, I asked that they do a fast track boost, which is an upsell that they have where they will apply to 5 different book awards for $999. Before you start cringing here, this covers the award submission fees. So that means that they apply it on your behalf and they cover all the fees. Now, during the time that I ended up doing the 30 days, I got some pretty good results and I stayed on for an additional 2 months. I submitted to 9 different awards, won 5 awards. Now, this was 3 months on the Pro plan plus the Fast Track Boost. All in, I invested about $1,566. Now, that's the cost for the entry fees included there, so that's about $582, which broke down to about $70, $65, $69, $65, $125, $90, which covered 2 submissions, $59, and $39. Now, Book Award Pro gets about $984. You're probably saying, okay, what's the math on that? Well, it was about $189 per month on the Pro plan for 3 months, plus the Fast Track boost, which was $999, which was a total of $1,566. You remove all of the entry fees for $582, and that's where you get $984 for Book Award Pro putting this all together. Not bad. Now, there's one noteworthy thing about this first set of book awards. I got one from Literary Titan on Best Book. They offered a free editorial review on their site. They sent me a frame and a certificate, and this certificate wasn't just something they printed off on their copy machine at home. This was very professional, and it actually had some embossing on it, so I was very impressed by this. Let's go over to the next book, Promotional Strategies for Books. I submitted this to 6 awards. I won 3 awards. Now, this was on 3 months of the Pro plan. I didn't use a Fast Track boost because after seeing the great results, I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and pull back just a little bit. So all in, I spent about $567. The cost for entry fees was a total of $276. That was $75, $89, $115. Now, Book Award Pro gets about $291. That's, of course, $567 minus the $276, and that's what Book Award Pro gets at $291. Now, there wasn't anything particularly noteworthy about this time around. I recall the Wishing Shelf Awards. They gave me a Nonfiction Books for Adults award, and they had a panel of reviewers that went through and actually judged my book, and that was pretty neat because I had a number of editorial reviews that I was able to put over on Amazon Author Central. Next book was Amazon Reviews for Books. I submitted to 7 awards. I won 6 of those awards. Now, one of those was about 3 awards from one source called the Firebird Book Awards. More on them in just a second. It was on 5 months on the Pro plan altogether, no Fast Track boost. All in, I spent $945. The cost for entry fees was $407. Now remember, every time I say these entry fees, that was included in the monthly fees that I pay in towards Book Award Pro. So that means I'm not having to spend extra on this. So all in all, that was $55, $89, $69, $99, and $95. Now, Book Award Pro gets about $538 for doing all this for me. Now, the noteworthy thing was the Firebird Book Awards. They gave me 3 different categories for 1 entry fee. This included writing, publishing, reference, and also something called Suggest a Category. And as the year kind of wrapped up of working with Book Award Pro, there was about 1 month to spare. And I said to them, what can we be able to do with the compilation of the Amazon Self-Publisher? Can we be able to replicate exactly what we did at the start of our year? And they loved the challenge. They embraced it this time. They felt just a little bit more confident since there was so many X factors in play the very first time around. So this was the Amazon Self-Publisher book. We wrapped up the year with a big bang by, first of all, of course, we get 1 month on the Pro plan, and we also had the Fast Track boost like we did at the very beginning, which gets me 5 award submissions. Now, this expedited the process exponentially. We submitted to 7 different awards. Of those 7 awards, I won 3, and some awards were still open. Now, just a couple of days ago, this is beyond the 1-year case study that I did with them, I got an additional 3 awards, and 2 of those actually came from, of all places, the Firebird Book Awards. Now, all in, I spent about $1,188. That's $189 on the Pro plan, plus the $999 Fast Track boost. The cost for entry fees was a total of $382. That's $39, $65, $75, $55, which was for 2 different categories, $89, and $59. Book Award Pro gets about $806 when it's all said and done. Now, the noteworthy thing is we came full circle because Literary Titan, I had got it submitted again there. I got the same perks, got the editorial review as well as some promotion, but sadly I didn't get a certificate this time around. I'm not sure if they stopped doing that within the year that I had got it last, but either way, I was really happy with Literary Titan. Big shout out to Thomas Anderson and the gang over at Literary Titan. So my total investment, add up the total cost of the monthly Pro plan fee, which is about $189 times 12, and that's $2,268. Now remember, I also got 2 Fast Track boosts. That was $999 a piece, so of course that was $1,998. The actual investment in Book Award Pro was a total of $4,266. Now, Book Award Pro gets, for all of their work, $2,619. And considering all of the work that they put into this and being able to work on my behalf, it really was so much easier. Now, had I had to do, say, the Plus plan or the Essentials plan, it would have required so much more work, which I just don't have the discretionary time. But if you are the type of person that has the discretionary time, then maybe those are gonna be for you. My final thoughts. Were there any knock-on effects? Well, it's kind of hard to tell. I need a more controlled environment, and since I already do promotion through my YouTube channel, through my blog site, as well as running Amazon ads, I can't be entirely sure that Book Awards themselves would increase the amount of sales that I was getting. Now, here's the really cool thing is there were some additional perks from some of the awards. They gave some prizes, perks, and editorial reviews. You know, one-offs like what Literary Titan did, or editorial reviews on a panel of reviewers was one of them that I really loved. They also will give you digital seals, embossed seal stickers, certificates, and so much more. Not to mention there was additional marketing through websites, social media, and various things that are attached to each one of these Book Award programs. Not to mention Book Award Pro wants to see their clients succeed, so they will trumpet your victories across all of social media, and that's at no extra cost. I think that's pretty stinking cool. And of course, let's not forget to mention on the Pro plan, you get media kits and instructions on how to actually properly promote your book, whether it has been nominated or it has actually won an award. Now, would I recommend spending over $4,000 on book awards? Well, it depends on what you do with it, because it's not just as simple as plug and play. Well, I won some awards. Where's the money? Have it come raining down on me. Bring that truck over here full of gold coins. That's exactly what I deserve. No, you're going to need to actually, market and promote it. This is a great opportunity if you're an award nominated or an award winning author. Also, don't spend what you can't afford to lose. I could afford to lose that money because it was a great case study, and also, to be honest with you, I had that discretionary expense. If you're the type of person that you're watching this and going,
well, that's all well and good, Dale, but I don't have $4,000.
Totally cool. Remember, there's different tiers on those plans, so even if you can't afford that top tier plan, you can always walk it back to one of the other two plans until you can afford it. So you can just test out any of the number of plans and just do it yourself. The Essentials plan's more than sufficient, or you can even jump up to the Plus plan, so that way you're getting more intelligent targeting. Hey, for more details about Book Award Pro, you can visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/bookawardpro. And speaking of Book Award Pro, it wasn't too long ago I actually interviewed the founder of Book Award Pro, Hannah Jacobson. It's over here inside this interview. I'll see you on over there.